Hello and welcome. I'm Colin Scroggins with CNAW2news.com, and this is our first edition of Ask the Attorney with Chris Breault.
Thank you, Colin, for the opportunity, and this is going to be a great way to partner with CNAW to bring some of your viewers some information and answers to the common legal questions they have. And it's my pleasure today to introduce my friend and colleague, Jennifer Dunlap. And Jennifer, she was a seasoned prosecutor in the local DA's office.
Awesome.
She is, a very well-known personal injury plaintiff's lawyer. She helps folks with car wrecks and other things like that. But she is also, she has a nonprofit, and a lot of her passion is with helping folks clean up their criminal records. If they got into trouble a long time ago, she knows the ins and outs of cleaning your record, getting your rights back, and especially your gun rights back. And so that's what she's going to be here today to talk about.
Awesome. Today our first question is criminal record debt to society paid and want my record expunged and rights back. Keith J. asked CNW News 2, I got charged with a felony a long time ago, and it was like 20 years ago. Since then, he's had a job, he's went back to school and got his associate's degree in business. He now has a wife and 2 kids, and we go to church, and he helps coach sports. His question is, I've been in my job for 12 years, and he's trying to get another one, but his criminal record keeps coming up, and it's embarrassing. I'm not the same person I was, and I hate that a mistake I made one night 20 years ago is going to haunt me forever. We live in a nice house, but the neighborhood has been having a lot of crime. I want to get a gun to protect my family, but I don't want to get in trouble because of my criminal record. Is there anything he can do, and is there any way I can get my record cleared and get his rights back?
Okay, yes is probably the answer. Keith is either going to be looking at using the First Offenders Act, in which he will start by getting his criminal history from the police department, and then we'll look to see if he can use the First Offenders Act. That's going to be the easiest and quickest way. We're talking about like a 4, 5, 6 month process with that.
He's never done it before.
Never done it before.
And everybody gets the same shot.
Everybody gets the same shot, yeah. So then he should be able to do that. But if not, if he's used that first offender on a misdemeanor or something else, then he's going to be at the Georgia Board of Pardons and Paroles website, where he can go download that application, do the application, send it in. They have a 9-month turnaround, somewhere around there. Wow. Yeah. So he will apply for a pardon with firearms rights. And if he's granted that, he'll have firearm rights. They do require an in-person interview to get firearm rights back, though. So he'll have to go to Atlanta, interview in person with the board, and they can give him his rights back right there.
And that's to go to the pardon route.
Yes, that's to go to pardon route if in case he cannot use first offender.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And if folks want more information or to speak to you directly, like how would they, because you have you have the forms and a whole nonprofit dedicated to this.
Yeah, so my nonprofit was developed so that individuals can access all of these new provisions of the law. I really believe that what we have going on in Columbus especially is an access issue. So it's like they keep changing the laws at the top, but it's like the people at the bottom can't do it, because it requires motions and it requires orders and going to court and stuff. And so there's an intention, I think, from our lawmakers to make it so that individuals that have had an issue can move on with their lives. Like, all anybody wants is for people to go to work and pay taxes,
Right, so that they don't end up being susceptible to crime.
Yeah,
again.
Because if you don't have hope, that's kind of like the basis for so much of what we're seeing in our city is people are hopeless and they feel like they've made a mistake and they can't get out of this hole. And so everybody's trying to fix that, but unfortunately it takes filing things to get there, and nothing is like as simple as like a 1-page form.
Right.
So that's what we did in our nonprofit was create a set of forms so individuals can come in my office. I do a free consultation with them and tell them what they can do and what their options are, and then if there's a form that fits, they do it right there in the office with my staff. We send it through the system for them. We get it back, give it to them, make sure the record's updated, and that's it. And we do all that at no cost. We rely on donations.
That's awesome.
To do that.
Well, and also you have had a very successful law practice as helping people with injuries, helping people with car wrecks, truck wrecks, and all that. And I think it's important for folks to know that and to call you to help support the cause. So,
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I know you're really good at that yourself.
Thank you.
But yeah, that is also what we do. And so, but we've got a pretty big staff there, I guess, just to kind of process records. And it's really what I feel like my calling is, and it's like my ministry in town. So I do that, because that's where my heart is and it's what I love. Also, just like yourself, helping, individuals that have been injured in car wrecks. So there's always that, get back in the courtroom and fight it out like I used to.
There you go.
Well, thank y'all both, Jennifer and Chris, for coming on Ask the Attorney. I'm Colin Scroggins with CNW2news.com. Thanks for joining us.